We live in an era that worships noise. From the moment we open our eyes to the glowing screens of our devices, to the moment we exhaustedly close them at night, we are bombarded by a cacophony of demands, opinions, outrage, and endless chatter. In this environment, society has developed a dangerous misunderstanding of what constitutes actual strength. We have falsely equated volume with power. We believe that the one who shouts the loudest, the one who dominates the conversation, the one who reacts with the most explosive energy, is the one in control. But look closer at the natural world. The wind howls, it tears branches from trees. It makes a tremendous amount of noise, but eventually it exhausts itself and dies down. The mountain, however, does not make a sound. It simply stands. It endures the wind, the rain, the snow, and the scorching sun. It does not need to announce its presence. Its power lies in its unshakable foundation, its absolute stillness, its quiet strength. You are here because you are tired of being the wind. You are tired of being blown around by your emotions, reacting to every provocation, and feeling drained by the constant friction of daily life. You want to become the mountain. You want to cultivate a presence that is deeply rooted, calm, and impervious to the chaos swirling around you. This transformation does not happen by accident. It is not a personality trait you are simply born with. Quiet strength is a forged architecture of the mind. It is the result of deliberate, consistent, and uncompromising daily practice. To understand how to build this, we must look backward to the ancient wisdom of those who mastered the human mind long before the distractions of the modern world existed. We must turn to the Stoics of ancient Greece and Rome, and the Buddhist thinkers of the East. Though separated by vast geographies and cultures, they arrived at the exact same conclusion regarding human suffering and human power. The Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the world during his reign, wrote in his private journal, which we now know as Meditations, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." He understood that our internal landscape dictates our external reality. If your thoughts are frantic, reactive, and loud, your life will be a series of stressful emergencies. If your thoughts are anchored, measured, and calm, your life becomes a fortress of tranquility, regardless of what is happening outside the gates. Similarly, the teachings of Buddhism emphasize the concept of equanimity, the mental calmness and evenness of temper, especially in difficult situations. The Buddha taught that attachment to our fleeting emotions and desires is the root of all suffering. When we react blindly to the world, we are attached to the outcome. When we cultivate mindfulness, we create a space between what happens to us and how we respond. The daily practice that builds quiet strength rests entirely in expanding that space. The psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor Viktor Frankl profoundly stated, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Loudness is the absence of that space. When someone insults a fragile ego, the stimulus and response are instantly glued together. The insult lands and the shouting begins. There is no space, no choice, no freedom. Just a predictable, mechanical reaction. Quiet strength is the vast, expansive canyon you carve out between the things that happen to you and what you decide to do about them. So, how do we carve this canyon? How do we build this daily practice? It requires breaking your day into 4 distinct pillars of intention. The first pillar is the morning anchor. How you begin your day sets the biological and psychological rhythm for the next 16 hours. Most people begin their day in a state of immediate surrender. The alarm rings, and within seconds, the phone is in their hand. They open their email, their news feeds, their social media. Before their feet have even touched the floor, they have invited the noise, the demands, and the anxieties of the entire world into their minds. They have started their day playing defense. To build quiet strength, you must reclaim your morning. The practice begins with waking up and deliberately refusing to consume anything external for the first hour. No phones, no news, no chaotic music. Instead, you create a sanctuary of silence. You sit with yourself. In Zen Buddhism, there is the practice of zazen, which simply means seated meditation. It is not about achieving a mystical trance. It is about learning to sit quietly with your own existence. When you wake up and sit in silence for just 15 minutes, you are engaging in a radical act of rebellion against a noisy world. You are training your nervous system to rest in stillness rather than seeking immediate stimulation. During this morning silence, you do not need to empty your mind. That is a common misconception. Instead, you observe your mind. You watch the thoughts of anxiety about the upcoming workday enter the stage of your consciousness, and instead of engaging with them, you watch them exit. You are the observer, not the participant. This simple act of observing your thoughts without reacting to them is the foundational muscle of quiet strength. It teaches you that you are not your thoughts, you are the awareness behind them. Once you have anchored yourself in silence, you move to the second pillar, the Stoic premeditation of evils. The Stoics called this premeditatio malorum. It sounds pessimistic, but it is actually the ultimate tool for invulnerability. Before you leave your house, you take 5 minutes to mentally rehearse the challenges you might face that day. You imagine the traffic jam. You imagine the difficult coworker who always undermines you. You imagine the client who might reject your proposal. You imagine the train being delayed, the coffee spilling on your shirt, the unexpected financial expense. Why do this? Because surprise is the enemy of calm. When we expect the day to go perfectly, every minor inconvenience feels like a massive injustice. We react with anger and frustration because our expectations have been violated. But when you have already anticipated the friction, when you have already seen it in your mind's eye, it loses its power to shock you. Seneca, the great Stoic philosopher, wrote, "The man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. By mentally rehearsing the difficult parts of your day, you also rehearse your response. You imagine the difficult coworker insulting you, and you imagine yourself responding with a calm, unbothered silence. You imagine the traffic jam, and you imagine yourself taking a deep breath and accepting it. You are preloading your quiet strength so that when the moment of chaos arrives, your mind already knows exactly how to handle it. You are no longer reacting. You are simply executing a plan." The third pillar is the midday pause and the art of non-reaction. This is where the theory is tested in the crucible of reality. As you move through your day, the world will inevitably try to pull you into its noise. People will be frantic. Deadlines will loom. Miscommunications will happen. The daily practice requires that you implement a strict rule of non-immediate reaction. When you receive a frustrating email, the instinct is to immediately type a defensive, emotionally charged reply. You feel the heat in your chest, the adrenaline in your veins. This is the moment your quiet strength is built or broken. The practice dictates that you step away from the keyboard. You close your eyes. You take 3 slow, deep breaths, extending the exhale longer than the inhale. This physiological action signals to your parasympathetic nervous system that you are not in physical danger, effectively turning off the fight or flight response. You remember the teachings of Epictetus, the former slave turned Stoic master, who said, "It is not events that disturb people, it is their judgments concerning them. The email itself is just pixels on a screen. It has no inherent power to harm you. The anger you feel is generated entirely by your judgment of the email, by your ego feeling threatened. When you understand this, the heat dissipates. You realize that responding in anger only gives your power away to the person who sent the message. True power is maintaining your equilibrium when others expect you to lose it. So, you wait. You let the emotion pass like a storm cloud moving across the sky. And when you do finally respond, hours later, you respond with cold, clear logic. You respond to the facts, not the emotion. This non-reaction extends to interpersonal conflicts as well. When someone raises their voice at you, the most powerful thing you can do is lower yours. When someone tries to drag you into their chaotic drama, the most powerful thing you can do is offer them a wall of compassionate silence. You do not absorb their chaotic energy, and you do not reflect it back. You simply observe it. Imagine how disconcerting it is for a person who is looking for a fight to encounter someone who refuses to provide one. They throw their anger at you, expecting it to bounce back, but instead, it hits a void. It is absorbed into your quietness and extinguished. This requires immense discipline. The ego screams to defend itself, to prove it is right, to win the argument. But quiet strength understands that engaging in a petty argument is already a loss. You lose your peace, you lose your dignity, and you lose your center. By choosing silence, by choosing a measured response over a reactive outburst, you win the only battle that matters, the battle over yourself. The fourth and final pillar is the evening examination. As the day comes to a close, before you surrender to sleep, you must audit your performance. This is a practice utilized by almost all great philosophical traditions. Pythagoras advised his students never to close their eyes in sleep before asking themselves 3 questions. What have I done? What have I left undone? And what did I do wrong? In the context of building quiet strength, your evening journal is your training log. You sit in quiet reflection and review the events of the day objectively, as if you were watching a movie of someone else's life. Where did you lose your temper? Where did you allow the noise of the world to dictate your inner state? When did you speak out of turn because you wanted to sound smart, rather than remaining silent and actually being wise? You do not judge yourself harshly. Judgment is just more internal noise. You simply observe. You note the triggers that caused you to abandon your quiet strength. Perhaps you notice that you always get reactive when you are hungry, or when you are dealing with a specific individual, or when you are rushing. By identifying these patterns, you can prepare better for the next day's premeditation of evils. But you also celebrate the victories. You remember that moment in the afternoon when you could have shouted, but you chose to breathe instead. You acknowledge the strength it took to let a minor insult slide off your back. You recognize the progress. This evening practice closes the loop. It ensures that every single day, whether successful or challenging, becomes material for your growth. It transforms life from a series of random events into a deliberate curriculum for your character. Building quiet strength is not about suppressing your emotions or becoming a cold, unfeeling robot. It is exactly the opposite. When you are constantly reacting, you are actually a slave to your emotions. They control you. Quiet strength is about feeling your emotions deeply, understanding them profoundly, and then deciding whether or not they are useful. It is the mastery of the internal environment. Lao Tzu, the ancient Chinese philosopher and founder of Taoism, wrote, "Water is the softest thing, yet it can penetrate mountains and earth. This shows clearly the principle of softness overcoming hardness. The loud, aggressive, constantly reacting individual is hard and rigid. Like a dry branch, they will snap under enough pressure. The individual who has cultivated quiet strength is like water. They are fluid, adaptable, and impossible to break. When they encounter an obstacle, they do not smash themselves against it in a fit of rage. They quietly find a way around it, or patiently erode it over time. Think about the most influential people in history. Think about those who have endured unimaginable hardship and emerged with their humanity intact. Nelson Mandela spent 27 years in a tiny prison cell. If he had allowed his mind to be consumed by loud, reactive rage, it would have destroyed him. Instead, he cultivated a quiet, unshakable strength. He read Marcus Aurelius in his cell. He mastered his own mind so thoroughly that when he was finally released, he did not seek revenge. He sought reconciliation. His quiet strength literally changed the destiny of a nation. You may not be facing the imprisonment of a nation, but you are facing the challenges of your own life. You're facing stress, uncertainty, conflict, and the relentless pressure of a society that wants to drain your attention and energy. You cannot control the noise of the world. You cannot control the behavior of your colleagues, the unpredictability of the economy, or the constant stream of breaking news. But you have absolute dictatorial control over your internal environment. This daily practice, the morning silence, the premeditation of adversity, the midday pause, and the evening review. These are the tools. They are simple to understand, but they require a lifetime to master. They require you to wake up every single day and make a conscious choice to be the mountain, not the wind. It will not be easy. Your ego will fight you. It will tell you that silence makes you look weak. It will tell you that if you do not react aggressively, people will walk all over you. Let the ego scream. It is terrified of your impending mastery. The truth is, people are deeply intimidated by quiet strength. They do not know how to handle someone who cannot be provoked. They realize very quickly that they have no power over you. As you commit to this practice, a profound shift will occur in your life. The things that used to cause you immense anxiety will seem trivial. The people who used to annoy you will suddenly seem like minor, insignificant passing clouds. You will find that you have more energy, more focus, and a deeper sense of joy, because you are no longer leaking your life force into pointless, reactive battles. You will begin to move through the world with a different gravity. People will sense it. They will come to you in times of crisis, not because you have the loudest opinions, but because you are the calmest presence. You will become the anchor for your family, your friends, and your community. True strength is never loud. True strength whispers. It is the quiet confidence of knowing exactly who you are and what you stand for, and knowing that nothing external can touch the core of your being. The world will continue to shout. Let it. You have better things to do. You have a fortress to build. You have a mind to master. Start tomorrow morning. Do not reach for the phone. Reach for the silence. Observe your thoughts. Anticipate the friction. Protect your pause. And review your day. Commit to the practice. Embrace the stillness. Build the quiet strength that nobody can ever take away from you. This is the path of the masters. This is the way of the unbreakable.